Ever hear of Olga the Headless Woman? In the late 1930s, a story comes out about a woman who tragically loses her head. But thanks to scientific technology, doctors are able to technically keep the woman alive. The man responsible for saving her life is Dr. Egon Heimann from Hamburg, Germany. For those about to come at me in the comments, how about this? Hamburg, Germany. I could just see that happening. Olga would become a sensational sideshow act. She was even featured at the New York's World Fair in 1939. Observers would be shocked to see the body of a woman who was missing her head and who had pieces of wire and tubes coming from her neck itself. All while the woman's body would move on its own. This, of course, was an extremely realistic illusion. And throughout the years, other illusionists would copy the same concept. But the backstory would change. Some would say that her head was knocked off by a truck, while others would say it was eaten off by a shark attack. Apparently, this was achieved by having the model wear a full mask of mirrored panels. This way, they would reflect the tubing in the dark background, giving the appearance of no head. According to records, this illusion continued throughout the world and the US until the 1980s. I have to admit, it's a cool, spooky piece of history.
Feel like a monster.
I hate what I've become. The darkness has begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
East is north and west is south. I feel like I will never get out. I'm trapped.
Five facts about Foxy that you probably didn't know. 1. Foxy could have never existed. In fact, the game creator, Scott Cawthon, planned to create a beaver and a wolf animatronic, but changed his mind, and we got the Foxy that we know today. 2. In the first Five Nights at Freddy's, Foxy never attacks the first night and is not mentioned by the first phone guy's call. However, you can trigger his attack by being AFK for a minute where he will jump at you. 3. Foxy is the only animatronic to have a broken voice box. That's why he has a hole in the chest. 4. Scott designed Foxy during a bumpy car ride. He declared that it's the reason why Foxy looks so broken. 5. Even if he has a broken voice box, Foxy is able to sing randomly in FNAF 1. If you never heard him, this is how he sounds like.
Dad's out in the field. He is digging a post hole, using a post hole digger, heavy piece of equipment. He stops for a second, wipes his brow, looks back, and it's gone. And they find it 2 weeks later up in a tree. They start hearing voices at night in the air, speaking a strange language. They start seeing shapes outside the window at night, big, lurking humanoid shapes, hearing heavy footsteps outside, then hearing heavy footsteps inside. Then their animals started being mutilated. The tracks would lead out into the snow and then just be gone. Calves mutilated, cut up with surgical precision. Cats wiped out. Dogs that were vaporized. Hundreds of these incidents. Now this rancher, college-educated guy, religious guy, thinks the government is trying to run him off his property. So he's out there at night lurking with a gun trying to catch whatever government agents are doing this stuff. And it's not government agents, it was something else.
That's creepy, but have you heard of the Babadook?
The Babadook feeds on fear and guilt. In the mirror repeat his poem, Babadook. He will manifest in the darkness.
Do you dare to join the live?
That one time I had this creepy guy follow me to work in Korea. While I was getting coffee, I noticed this guy stop and wait for me. I pretended to be on my phone and recorded him because I thought it was so weird and creepy. Then he started walking into the same building I work at, and that's when he talked to me.
US. US. Yes. 네.
남자친구 한국말 할 줄 알았어.
한국어 몰라요. 근데 남자친구. 네.
Then he left.
Yeah, can you on?
Yeah, look.
And how old are your sons?
31.
Okay, what are their names?
Robert and Christopher.
And surname?
Trevor.
Sorry?
Trevor.
Okay. Alright, run away. What's your name?
Denise.
Denise, same surname?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any weapons involved?
No, I don't know. I'm in the hall.
You're in the...
I'm in the hall.
Okay, try and calm down. We're on our way, okay? What's happened? What's started? What's started?
Did you get an ambulance as well, please?
What's that for? What's the ambulance for?
If he can't tell.
I need to know what's happened.
What's he done, Pete? He's stabbed me!
He's what?
He's been stabbed.
Who's
Please
stabbed?
hurry up.
Who's been stabbed?
He's been stabbed. He's been stabbed.
Okay. And how old is he?
He's 31.
Okay, where has he been stabbed?
I don't know. I'm in the hall. He's in the kitchen with my husband.
And who's done it? Who
I don't
stabbed him?
know. I wasn't there.
Okay. And where is it? I need to know.
In the kitchen.
No, I need to know where he's been stabbed on his body.
Pete, where's he been stabbed? Side.
And who has done it?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
And is he bleeding heavily?
Hang on.
So you need to apply some pressure to the wound.
Pete, can you apply some pressure to the wound? He's trying. He's not doing
Call me an ambulance on 844 for his stab.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay. Is it your husband that's done it or your other son?
My husband's gonna stop it.
Your husband's trying to it. Where is your other son and have you
I
still
don't
got a
know where
knife
he's
on him?
gone.
Okay. So the one that's gone off is called?
Robert.
Right. How do you spell your last name?
P-E-R-C-U-A.
And where does he live?
Here.
And you don't know whether he's still got a weapon?
He hasn't got a weapon. I didn't see him with a weapon.
Has he left the house?
Yeah, but I don't know why.
And what, is Christopher conscious and breathing at the moment?
Is he breathing, Kate? Is he breathing? Yes. He's on his side. He's breathing.
So he is conscious, he is breathing.
After getting into a heavily drunken argument in the early hours of New Year's Eve in 2014, Robert brutally stabbed Christopher to death with a kitchen knife. The twin brothers were back at the family home in Hythe, Hampshire, and had been sharing a bedroom after both of their long-term relationships broke down. According to Robert's confession, the siblings often fought when drinking. He also claimed that his brother Christopher had been addicted to strong cannabis, which bothered Robert immensely. The killer said Christopher's personality had changed severely since becoming addicted to skunk, smoking up around 80 pounds worth every day. The two had been drinking beers together and reminiscing about the past on the eve of the killing, December 31st, 2013, when Robert had sent his new partner a text saying they were talking about the past and had things to sort out. The argument escalated when Christopher demanded one of Robert's beers, and he refused. According to Robert, who told the jury in court, when I looked up, he turned around with a kitchen knife in his hand. He was glaring at me. I thought, I've got to get the knife. My memory is a bit hazy, but we scuffled. He then reportedly heard his brother yelp, saying, I looked down, and I had the knife in my hand. He said he didn't see any blood, but realized that he had caught him. He had stabbed his twin once in the stomach with a knife. Once inseparable as children, the sobbing killer told the courtroom of his love for his brother. They both went into the building trade, Robert as a bricklayer and plasterer, Christopher as a carpenter, and often worked on jobs together. Their parents had been upstairs at the time of the stabbing. The brothers' mother, Denise, hurried to call 999 while Peter, their father, tried to save Christopher. In his drunken state, Robert panicked and ran out of the house without even stopping to put on shoes and attended a party with the woman he had been texting. Police arrested Robert in the early hours of New Year's Day. They told him that his brother was dead. Later, during an interview with police, Robert said, I killed my effing brother. 9 out of 10 times he would be alright. Just my luck he had to die on me. During his sentencing in October that same year, it came to light that Robert had served previous prison sentences for offenses of battery and affray in connection to domestic incidents involving his former romantic partners. Additionally, He had previous convictions for motoring offenses and other criminal charges. He claimed self-defense, but a jury found him guilty of murder, and Robert Serqua was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 13.
We need to talk about what happened to Saki. Saki was a girl from Japan who was born with an eye deformity, causing her to have one eye that's much larger than the other. Because of this, she was constantly bullied and often kept her face covered behind her long hair. But eventually, Saki couldn't take the bullying anymore, so she went to the top of an abandoned building with a large rope. Allegedly, as she fell down, the rope yanked on her head, which means even though her body was discovered by authorities, her head was never found. After this, Saki's mother vowed to get revenge for her, beginning with a message she sent to everyone in Saki's school, saying anyone who didn't share her daughter's story was guilty for her death and deserved to be punished. And weirdly, within a few days, multiple students from Saki's school passed away mysteriously, found with their heads torn off of their bodies exactly like Saki. So police arrested Saki's mother, thinking she must be responsible, until another student from Saki's school finally told the truth. In the middle of the night, she woke up to a strange sound. When she looked up, she saw a girl staring at her from her window with one large eye. Realizing this was Saki, the girl immediately sent her story to someone else. And that's how she found out the only way to free yourself from Saki's curse is to pass it on. So send the story to someone else and follow for more.
A man was walking around in the streets with my decapitated head. I am Mona Haydari. I was born in the September 24, 2004. When I was 12, I was forced to marry my first cousin, a man by the name of Sajjad. The legal age of marriage in Iran is actually 13 years old, but my own dad gave consent to it, and I was married away. I was constantly beaten by Sajjad. I even went to my parents and begged them to let me divorce Sajjad, but they did not approve. By the age of 14, I was already pregnant, but still the beatings continued. When I was 17 years old, I met a man online named Ali. I had told him about my story, and told him everything about my occasional beatings and my husband. With the help of Ali, I moved to Turkey and lived with him for a few months. My dad started looking for me everywhere, and in the end contacted Interpol and eventually found me. When they found me, they tried to convince me to come to Iran. They promised me that I would be safe upon return. In the end, they finally convinced me by saying they would take me to the police station, which was all a lie. My ex-husband Sajjad caught word about that I had returned and started looking for me. En route to the police station, I was stopped by a car. From the car, two men kidnapped me and took me to a room. This was Sajjad and his brother. They brought a big knife and decapitated my head. After they were done with fully cutting off my head, they walked around in the streets with my decapitated head, and was shortly caught by police. Sajjad and his brother was facing the death sentence, since my dad said he would never forgive them. But my dad lied. Sajjad said Ali had sent pictures of himself and me to humiliate him. When my dad heard this, my parents had the option to demand something called qisas. This is part of Iran's Islamic law. The parents could either demand Sajjad being killed, or Sajjad getting a lower sentence. They chose to give the person that murdered me a lower sentence. I was stabbed in the back by my parents, and in the throat by my ex-husband.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
No quiet room bears coming soon.
Call me careless, call me cold. You're italic, I'm in bold. Call me cocky, watch your tone. You better love me, 'cause you're just a clown.
These are the top 5 scariest videos I found online. I bet you can't make it to the end of this video because the last one is wild. Number 5, possessed chef. This man looked to be working his normal job in the kitchen, cooking, making food, and then suddenly he starts acting bizarre, as if he's possessed. As you can see, he kind of goes into like a zombie-like state, standing over hot boiling grease and seems to be wobbling. Yeah, I'm not showing the rest of that. But yeah, he did what you think he did. Anyone ordered a fried facial? If there's one way to get rid of pimples, that is not it. Before we get to the next one, can you heart this video for me? I work hard on these videos. And I love you. Number 4. A woman named Carrie says she started experiencing weird activities in her home. She would hear strange noises, and her stuff would even be moved. So she decided to get a security camera for when she's not home. One day she got an alert on her phone, and this is what she caught. A dark figure can be seen approaching the person sleeping on the bed. Moments later, it quickly darts to the left, just before the lights come on. Look, if a ghost is gonna be in my house, at least pay rent. Please. That's the least you can do. I got bills. You know, it just tastes like, yo mama's booty. All honesty, I'm sorry for eating in front of your face. Just because I made you suffer, your 5th at has to buy you food for the rest of this week. Let me know who it is so I can tell them to buy you food because I said so. Number 3, a man looks out of his window and sees something scary flying at him. In my opinion, it's a witch, but what do you guys think? So check this out. A team of investigators go to investigate a place called The Cage that is located in the UK. Now, for over 400 years, it was a prison that held women who were accused of witchcraft. Now, they started to conduct a seance in the basement. And look what happens to one of the team members named Debbie's face. Her smile elongates, eyes turn black, and then it just goes back to normal. Now, Debbie recalls this never even happening. But during that time, she felt itching and burning down the back of her neck. After this, for weeks, she could not sleep and was having terrible nightmares. Y'all better stop messing with them demons. Stay home. Start a family. Stop this. Stop it. A man is upstairs in the gym in the middle of the day. Starting his workout, he's stretching, and then he sees a medicine ball move suddenly. Now, I guess he got a little weirded out of this because he was like, okay, I'm out. I don't know what moved that ball, but I'm out. That's when all of a sudden his foot gets dragged up from underneath him by what seems to be some sort of invisible entity. He darts downstairs to the bottom gym and tells security and begs them to let him see the footage. Now, I don't know how you fake something like this, because it looks legit to me. Should I do a part 2? Top 5 of the scariest videos I found online. I bet you can't make it to the end of the video. The last one is scary. Number 5. 3 friends were playing guitar and singing in their room. You know, just having a good time. When something scary appears in the balcony door window. You could see a white figure appear quickly and disappear once the camera pans back.
¿Qué tal, mala que ponga?
Spicy. Hey, maybe you just like the music. Wanted to do a little dance. Get a little boogie. Get it? Boogie, boo. Please don't unfollow me. Before we get to the next one, can you hit that like button for me? If you get 100,000 hearts, I'll do a part 3. Number 4. A man wakes up to hearing strange noises in his house. When he goes to turn on the lights to see what it is, they seem to not be working. Watch what he sees next. Tired of these ghosts messing with electricity when they do not pay bills. Do you know how much an electric bill is right now? Pay up or get out. Okay, check this out. You're alone in the middle of the night, and you're in a hotel when this happens. What's your next move? Let me know down below. Number 3, on the 30th of April, 2022 at 2 a.m., a security camera captured this. Some believe it's a creature dragging a bag, while others believe it's someone walking backwards. A short while after, the security camera catches this. It's the same figure. What do you think this creature is? Number 2, the little girl is in the kitchen alone, and it looks like she's talking to someone. The home security camera captures this. So now they're not paying bills and trying to take our food? This is the last straw. Hello, Ghostbusters. A woman and her child is seeing something in the window, but every time she goes to open it, nothing appears to be there. Watch what happens next. Yeah, it got in the house, and they didn't even realize. Should I do a part 3? Scariest videos I found online. We bet you can't watch the whole video.
The last one scares me.
A woman is hearing weird noises in her home. She goes to investigate. This is what happens. A man sees another strange man on the road. Things get really weird.
Buddy, how you doing? Oh, just some cruisers, man. That's crazy. Guy's crawling at me like it's got. What's up, dude?
Let's say that this thing grabs you and says it won't let you go unless your third act leaks all the photos on their phone right now. Let me know who it is and let me know if you think you're saved or doomed. A man hears something in the drain cover and decides to check it out. This is what happens. Should I